on the hillside here, you can see some of the ripple marks in the red rock up here. There's some places where it shows up even better. Just to give you a quick recap of where we were, we started out at those old basement rocks at Shoshone. Metamorphic, igneous, complex. Metamorphic rocks changed by heat and pressure over time, right? Igneous rocks being rocks that have melted. Okay, that metamorphic rock got bent, and it's mostly it's schist and gneiss. You probably don't even know that, but if it's not gneiss, it'll be the schist.
I love geology jokes, man. Yeah. They're so funny.
You know, that rock is probably leave it right there. It's not any good.
Leave it right there.
Leave it right there. Anyway, so you start with Shoshone and those basement rocks, and the metamorphic rock was moved and plasticized, and then it cracked way back when, and the magma intruded into it. And so all those pink and white stripes that you see in there are that magma that got shot up through that rock. And so actually the magma is younger than the metamorphic rock, but that whole complex is 7.5 billion years old.
Right.
And then we had a major erosional period when the Rocky Mountains were disappearing. The first set disappeared in Central Rocky. And then we had the sea come in. The sea covered Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Arizona, big inland sea, laid down that limestone that was in the canyon, Cretaceous. If you want to file that, you don't have to. Okay, that is the Cretaceous sea. That sea had some uplift. The sea moved out. Had some tidal flats, beaches going on. That's what we're in now. This is the Maroon Formation, named for the Maroon Belt because that was where it was first described. Does anyone know how come formations get their names? Well, it's where the most typical place is described. So the Maroon Formation was described as the Maroon Belt. The Morse Formation, which we're going to see over here where the dinosaur is, was described in Morse, Colorado. Mancos Formation, which is the Mancos Shale, which is also down here, described in Mancos, Colorado. So they usually are associated with some place where is the most descriptive piece of the formation. So we're paddling through, or we're rowing through millions of years of ebbing and flowing tidal mudflats and stuff going back and forth. The reason it's red is because at that point in time in our geologic history, there was iron fixing bacteria in our oceans. They were actually pulling the iron out of the atmosphere, fixing it, and making it, everything was washed out. At the same time, this equipment was producing a lot of the oxygen that they became breathing today. Because if you remember, there is no new water on the face of the planet, there is no new stuff on the face of the planet. You know, we are a closed system, right?
They heard that earlier. The closed system, but not in this context.
So that's kind of that piece. So what we're doing, and Sarah said this is a really good example for her, is if you were to think about geologic time being stacked like this, okay, what we're doing is we take that geologic time, we've tilted it like this, and what we're doing is we're rowing from old to young through these layers. And so you can actually see the tilts of all these layers. So this is the edge of that uplift.
How are they tilted again?
Well, you can see this one's running this way. Okay. You're actually looking at some faces that are running here. As you come around right here, you'll be able to see some here. Back behind it, you can see a little bit of it here. But it's not quite perfect. I mean, they get mumbled, jumbled, and they get. So it's interesting as you drive through Glenwood Canyon, the rocks get older till you get to the middle, and then you drive out of the canyon, they get younger again. Because this is a little uplift right here, okay, that happened. Convergent. Well, actually, the convergent plate was actually but this is all a giant Earth crust car crash from the North American plate to the Pacific plate all the way out in California. If you look at a topo relief map, all the way from California to Colorado, get this. That car wreck of those Sierra Nevadas, Sierra Madres, Wasatch, all the way to here. And this was just a fragile part of the crust that got crunched up a couple of different times.